guys, Stitching May or Megan here to do my update video. I don't even know, I guess it's going to be my May update because I am horrible and realized the other day that I've not done an update video since March. Things have just been normal spring busy, nothing crazy, but somehow I had in my head that I had done an April video. I'm thinking that because I did the video in April with Lori or Organic Granny at our retreat, that I guess somehow I thought that I had done an April video, an update video, but I didn't. I was looking at my videos the other day and realized that I had not done the April update. So it's been since March the 16th since I've done an update. And the sad thing is I don't have a lot of progress. I mean, I've worked on several whips, but I don't feel like I've got like a phenomenal amount of progress done. As you know, I broke my stash restraint in April when I went on the retreat with my wonderful sponsor, Lori, and I've had 2 more shopping experiences since then. I found out that through a weird coincidence, I was working, the job I work now, I go to different units and work in different units. And I was working a certain unit, and I found out that a lady lived in my neighborhood that is my coworker. And not only does she live in my neighborhood, she lives like I could probably throw a rock really hard and hit her house in my neighborhood. And so she's like almost my next door neighbor. And she stitches. So now I have a stitching coworker neighbor. So I've cheated on Gay and Lori, and I've been stitching with some other people. There's also another stitcher who is in a Facebook group with me who lives kind of near me, and we all get together and we stitch together. So I have 2 stitchers that I've started stitching with on kind of a regular basis. At least every 2 weeks we try to get together every week. So but anyway, they're not at all comfortable with being on camera. I kind of joked about it and they kind of seemed like they weren't too comfortable with it. So so some of the stuff that I did get was also for them, and it's already been kind of given to them. But just life in general, it's been going the way life does. We recently purchased some new furniture, so if I'm echoey, it's because I have no furniture in my living room that's over there because we're waiting for a delivery tomorrow. Our other furniture has seen much better days. It was literally falling apart. It's several years old. So we went and purchased a new couch and love seat. And then of course, you know, after you do something that is, I don't want to say not needed, but kind of a luxury, something crazy happens, and we got the same day got a bolt in a tire of one of my tires. And I don't mean like a little nail that could be plugged, like it was a bolt, like it was affecting the way the car drove. That's how we knew it was there, because it was making a weird sound. We took it to the tire people, and of course, truthfully, it was time for new tires, so I ended up having to get new tires on the car. So it's been kind of an expensive week. Other than that, everything else has been going okay. Allergies are finally starting to calm down. It is night, and it was too cloudy to record today, so I just threw in some daylight bulbs in my chandelier. Hopefully it's enough that you can see me, and you may hear some thunder and may see some lightning. Maybe that light's bright enough to where you won't see the lightning, but it is storming here, so we'll see how this works out. Hopefully it'll be okay, and you can see me and see my stuff. I did manage to work on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe I did get more projects, and then I gotta finish, so maybe I did more than I thought I did. And I did change my storage solutions because the boxes that I used to keep were way too big for my now 11. I was at 13 at the beginning of the year, now I'm down to 11. My 11 whips, it was just taking up too much space. And Jessie Marie showed these on her last video. I had tried the envelopes that Mackenzie uses, but I store a lot of stuff in mine, and the letter size weren't big enough, so I was buying the legal size, which were like $6 a piece here. And I just hated to spend that much money on this type of material that was tearing. So then when Jessie Marie showed these on one of her, I think it was her Stitch Mania video, I went to Hobby Lobby and priced them, and I can get a pack of 10 of these for like, with their 40% off coupon for $8. So a pack of 10 is less than almost what I was paying for one. So I went with these. They're the memory keepers from Hobby Lobby. They do have different colors. I just got the clear, that way I could see, plus that way it's consistent and that helps my OCD. I will start off with my finish, and I did take pictures of my whips the last time I did a video, so I will insert a picture here. And then this is the finish. This is by Pine Mountain Design. It is "You Make Me Happy When Skies Are Gray." Kind of fitting for the weather today. And this is stitched as charted with the DMC. And then mine came with a piece of, I think it's 28 count linen, white linen. But there that is. And I'm just going to slap this in a frame. I'm not going to pay to get it framed because it's just a small piece. No clue what I'm going to do with this. I'm starting to have a box of finishes that I don't really know what I'm going to do with them. But I've got finishes and I enjoy the stitching, and that's what matters. And then I've also worked on the 12 Days of Christmas by Plum Street Samplers. Sorry, you're going to hear me rattle because I have to keep things straight. Otherwise I have this big huge mess when I get done. You guys know what this looks like. There's not a picture of that doesn't belong to somebody else of a finished design, and then the chart, there's not a like stitched model, it's just the chart. So I can't really show you that, but this is where I left off. And here is where I am now. I do have a needle minder on this. The friend that I stitched with actually had made herself some needle minders, and she gave me one of hers. So this was not a purchased from a store. This was gifted to me by another stitchy friend who also makes her own needle minders. But with this one, okay, first of all, it is stitched on Witchelt, I want to say 28 count, or is it 32 count? It may be 32 count. I want to say 32 count lamb's wool linen. It's just a piece from Hobby Lobby. They have the Witchelt brand there at my Hobby Lobby. And then the red is 115. The green is, I always forget the green color. 40, 45. They are both DMC, variegated floss, not the colorless. And then of course the black is 310, and I want to say the gold is 157. But what I did is I went ahead and finished out the borders. This is kind of like my knock around whip. It goes with me to my in-laws. If my husband and I are sitting down watching TV and I don't have the time to set up my full stand, this is what I stitch on. But I went ahead and finished out all 12 borders, and that way I can jump around. And I had finished the 5th day, and then I asked my husband, sorry, my nose is itching, which one he thought I should do next. And he just said number 11, which oddly enough is one of my favorite blocks. So I'm working on number 11. I just have some music notes and then the label 11 here. I think I'll be done with that one. And then of course the crown, which is in every, I'll keep it still so you guys can see it, which is in every motif or block. But there that is. I'm hoping to finish this by Christmas. And the really cool thing is that my neighbor considers herself a kindergarten stitcher, but she has been sewing for a while. I consider myself a kindergarten sewer, seamstress, sewer, yeah. But I've been stitching for a while, so she's gonna help teach me how to sew better. So she's gonna help me make these things and the things I want to make into a wall hanging. Pardon my nose, I'm gonna be scratching my nose. I don't know why I started itching. It's not allergies, it's just probably a nervous thing, I don't know why. And then I also worked on my Mickey Disney Dreams, and I don't have the picture of what it should look like. It's in the box. This is what I've been working on the last couple of days. It's the Mickey Mouse, the Disney Dreams Fantasia Visionette. It's just got Mickey Mouse on the hill doing like the magic spell thingy. Oh God, I'm conducting a band. But this is where I was before. Where I am now, still stitching with this pale peach. I've got about 100 more stitches left, and then once I finish those stitches, I will go on to another color, And I'm gonna do something that's bright because this has been, I mean, it's fun because you see a lot of progress, but it's not like really bright. I don't get to see a lot of color. So I'm hoping to pick something that's got more color. But there that is. Nothing grand, it's just that same color. You may not even really be able to tell on camera the difference. But I'll hold this up for just a few seconds. Just in case you're stitching, that way you can look up. Okay, and then next is my advent calendar by Dimensions. Let's see here, I think I do. This is what, again, a reminder what it will look like when it's finished. And this is something else that I will make into a wall hanging, and then I will let my neighbor help me finish it. I'm really excited about learning to sew. And the cool thing is she's been through some stuff, and her husband's really excited that she's getting back into her stitching. She mentioned, honey, I got some stuff up in the attic, and he's like, oh, I'll go get it now. She's like, no, but eventually I will want it down. This is where I was last video. And here is where I am now. I did some of Santa's sleeve and some more border. Every time I sit down, I work on some of the border. That way I'm not gonna have just the daunting task of doing all of the border at the end. Plus that way I can tell now if it matches up. There we go. There that is. Oh, I have also had the pleasure since my last video of running into Eclectic Possessions. Again, we cross paths from time to time. We're going to try to stitch together soon, I hope. And I even got to see her husband from a distance and got to wave. He seemed nice, he smiled. Man, by the way, Emily, I loved you guys, the talking tag. I would do that with my husband, but we were both born and raised in the same area, so we sound just the same. So there'd be no point in doing that. I may or may not do the talking tag. I haven't decided yet. I don't want to be made too much fun of. And then I worked a lot on my Mill Hill Dragonfly pen. I don't think I had a picture of this one before, because I don't think I worked on it. All I had was a few cross stitches, so I don't know if I have a picture. If I do, I'll insert it as well. But this is what it will look like. This is the Willow Dragonfly. They have several different colors, but this is the one I'm working on first. It's the Willow Dragonfly. I'm kind of intimidated by the whole body of this. We'll get through it. It's got very detailed instructions. And this is where I am. Let me see. This is going to be the way up. I finished all of the beading. All that I need to do is do the body and then cut it out, and I will be finished. Oh, I got some tails I need to snip. But there that is. I'll hold this. You see it better like that. There that is. This is a lot of fun, a lot of beading. I managed to spill my beads about halfway through, which is part of the reason I ended up getting another haul. I'll show you that later. Thought I needed more beads and then ended up not needing them. So I have more beads for this kit and some other things, of course, to justify the shipping, because when you buy from 123 Stitch, you have to justify the shipping. And then I have two more. I feel like I'm flying through this video, but then I don't want to bore you guys. I have worked on my Tree of Hope, and that's actually what I'm working on now, so it's still on the stand. And this is what it will eventually look like. I'm sure you've seen it. I've seen some other people who are doing, I think Christine's working on it. And then I think Trisha at 3 Hour Thread started this as part of one of her Stitch Manias. And there's somebody else that's doing it. I know Mackenzie owns it and she needs to go ahead and start it for her mania. But this is what it will look like. And then this is where I was. This is where I am. Oh, and this is that needle minder that I got at the retreat that you couldn't really see. I don't know if that's gonna go blurry or not, but maybe it's a little closer now and you can see it. But this is where I currently am in my project. This one is so much fun to do. A lot of large blocks of the same thread. It's a variated thread though, so then it doesn't feel like you're stitching the same color constantly. I just really love this project. I cannot speak enough about this project and how much I like it. I already have at least one more mirror that I know I want to do, if not two, so I've become a mirror stitcher. They're just, I don't know, they look so different in person than they do in the picture, and I've discussed that several times in my video. I don't mean anything towards the stitcher, it's just that pictures don't do stitching justice. The colors don't come out the same, you know. There that is. And then last and definitely not least is my daisies in a vase, I think is what it's called. It's by Designworks. This is what it will look like. It is a Designworks kit. Daisies in a vase. It is JAS 0422782. You could still get this on Joann. You can get it a lot cheaper on eBay. But if you don't do eBay, you can get it on Joann.com. And Amazon has it too. But you're going to pay at least $25 on either one of those places for this. You can get it for about $10 in the right places on eBay. Actually, oddly enough, I was stitching the other night on virtually with Ilby, and she loved it, so I had it sent to her. So now we're going to kind of be doing a stitch along soon. It's charted. Everything so far has been stitched as charted, except for the thing that I told you the colors on. Other than that, it's stitched as charted. This I did. It is on black 14 count Aida. And this is where I currently am. Wait, I'm sorry. This is where I was. And now this is where I am. And I did change this one. It had a copper metallic and it was not even DMC brand, and we all know how much we love DMC metallic. So I switched it out to this silver. I thought the silver looked better with the colors, and it's a number 4 acrylic. It is 001, number 4 very fine braid, and this the 11-meter spool. So I've got 2 of those. And that's where I am. I only did the metallic, which is a lot more than it looks like, and plus stitching at night on black fabric with metallic. I set myself up for failure. But I used the new Thread Magic, which is the new container. It's the new, like it's the answer to Thread Heaven, the competitor to Thread Heaven. Material wise or whatever wise, product wise, it's about the same as Thread Heaven. I can't tell a huge difference. It does seem to come off a lot easier and then kind of get almost too thick on your thread. But the container is amazing. Thread Magic is a lot more expensive, to be honest. What I will probably do is next time, now that I have the container, buy some Thread Heaven and just stick it in the container. Because I just seem to like Thread Heaven. I mean, they're both fine. It's just Thread Heaven's cheaper and the product seems to be the same, so I pay more for the same product, and then you can reuse the container that it comes in, because that to me is the selling point for the Thread Magic. It's got these little notches in it, and you I wish I had grabbed it. I should have it in here, but I don't. But it's got, I'll show it next video. It's a little brown container. It's got these little notches in it, and you actually put the thread through the notches and then pull it through instead of rubbing it across the top, which is amazing. But that is it as far as my whips go, and that's my progress. Like I said, considering I haven't done a video since March, not a whole bunch, but then more than I thought. I should have a couple more finishes under my belt. I have 2 for the year. I'm okay with that. Okay, and then on to my haul. Now, not all of this is haul. Some of this is a birthday gift from my friend Ildy. And then some of this is haul. I'll start with, this box is huge. The box looks bigger than, anyway. I don't even know where to start. Let's just go through. The other day, after I went to, after I had broke my stash restraint, I went to the thrift store, just completely randomly. And when I went there, they had a lot of stuff. It looked like somebody had, possibly donated their entire stash, and they had it priced. I spent, I think, $13 on everything in here, and then some of it I've already given to my neighbor because I got it for her. Oddly enough, we were stitching that day, and she was like, I wish I could find one of those older flower pillows. And she said, you just can't find them anymore. And I walked in, and they had one, the entire kit except for the backing fabric, for $1. Chart, Ada, floss, everything. And it was a very pretty flower, so I got that for her. But these fabrics, it's called Camelot Fabrics. It says plush. It is 16 count, 12 by 18. I'm thinking it's an Ada, but then it almost looks like an even weave, almost like a Joglin. I don't know, it doesn't look like normal Ada. And it is light gray. This is silver color. I like neutral colors. It was 50 cents, so I got it. Never heard of Camelot Fabrics, but there it is. Just a basic fabric. I'm guessing it's an Ada. It looks too thin to be, too thick to be like an even weave. The threads do. Some of you may be more familiar and can let me know. And it's counted like it's an Ada, 16 count Ada. Put it back in this packet. It smells a little musty, not really smoky, just like it's been stored. So before I use it, I'll probably stick a still one from Lucas at LJ Fabrics and stick a dryer sheet down in here and let it kind of make it smell better. It's not, like I said, it doesn't really stink, it's just a little musty, and I'll put that back in there later. Got 2 of those. And then they had for 50 cents just Charles Craft. It is 14 count Fiddler's Light, and it's the cotton poly blend. And then there was this huge piece of Butchelt. It is Ada. I think it's 18 count. No, it's 14 count. It says on here it's 14 count. Okay. This is the piece of fabric, but then it's doubled. See, it's still got 2 more pieces. So, it's like a huge piece of 14 count light sagey green fabric. Like I said, it's doubled. So it's twice this size. It goes out that way. It's huge. Got this for $2. So I'll put them, they had other colors. They had some like rose pinks and stuff, and I didn't get those yet. I may end up going back eventually, and it's still there, I just don't know that I'll ever stitch on pink fabric. I'm horrible at folding this stuff. I don't know if you noticed in my video with the organic granny, at one point I finally just threw it at her and let her continue folding it. I'll fold this later off camera. I'm not going to play with fabric again on video for 30 minutes. And then this is Butchelt, and it's Ada, and I'm believing it's 14 count as well. And this one's a little longer than it is wide. I'm sure it was like cut from the same, from a bolt. This was also $2. It's a pretty light blue fabric. Can't ever have enough blue fabric. These are very basic, neutral, colors. Nothing flashy. And then that was it on the fabric. I got this Mosey and Me. It is called Spring Fever. Take it out where you want me to glare. And it's two little chubby bunnies for Easter. And they've got a carrot border, and that's made into a pillow, but I thought that was so cute. That may be a great little Easter wall hanging, because gonna be learning to sew. Hopefully. If I am teachable. And then my sister does like little sketches and mandalas and stuff, and she had tried to draw one on graph paper, but the graph paper was throwing her off. So we were trying to figure, she's wanted me to stitch one of her mandalas for a while. So I found this. It is called it's graph paper, but it is, I don't know, I had a piece that was loose. It's like that thin trace paper to where you can trace through it. So what we're planning on doing is she's going to sketch a mandala, and when she gets one that she likes, she will then trace it onto this paper, and then I will try to stitch it. We'll see how that goes. But I picked these up. Each stack was $1. And if you're interested, they do still sell these on yarntree.com. I think each pamphlet or packet or whatever is $6 is what I saw. They come in different counts. This is actually a 14-18 count, which is just what's more comfortable on your eyes, because truthfully it doesn't, you know, it'll still be whatever size. Just because you draw on a 14 count doesn't mean you have to stitch it on a 14 count. You guys, I assume know this, but just in case. But this too, it comes, they've got 10-12 regular graphing paper, and then 10-12 tracing paper. And then 14-18 regular paper and 14-18 tracing paper, this is the tracing paper. And it has 9 sheets each of 14 and 18 count tracing graph paper. So then the 10-12 would have 9 of each. So, but that's that. So if you're interested in that, they do still carry on that yarntree.com. And then I got a Georgia sampler, and I can't show you this because it's just the pattern. I don't know that I'll ever stitch it, but it's a Georgia piece, and so I got it. It says that it's done by, oh, apparently it came with a plain canvas tote and a wood frame. But I just got the pattern, and it says all states available. Trying to see if oh, here it is. It's by Creative Keepsakes. So I don't know if they still have them. CK135 is this one. I don't know if they still have these or not. They have different states. It has our old Georgia flag. So I probably won't include that because it's not the Georgia flag anymore. And it's just got different little things about the state. I'm trying to look to see when it was copyrighted. I don't see a copyright on this. Looks like it was, no, I don't see copyright on it at all. Sure, it's copyrighted. 1983. Oh, this chart's older than I am. Only 1 year, but still. Just gave my age away. But there that is. And then I got this great linen sampler, which I absolutely love. It is made by Nantucket Designs. It's stitched with this burgundy, but I'm thinking about possibly changing it out to turquoise, because my room is done in turquoise and browns and with birds. This is Nantucket Designs, and it is charted in DMC. And then I got this for my friend, not my neighbor, but my other stitchy friend, and it's called A Daughter's Poem. I'll give that to her later. I'm not gonna read it out. I think I've got the son's poem, but she's got 2 girls, so she's got a boy too. But and then I got, so my camera turned me off because I thought I was going too fast in the video, but apparently I've been talking for a very long time. But anyway, I'll continue with the stash part. I got this Unofficial Mickey Unlimited Needlework line. This was back when Disney was still letting Leisure Arts chart their designs and have their license. I don't know that I'll stitch it, but I have always loved Mickey, so I went ahead and got it. I'm covering up an address up here, so I don't even know if the person still lives there, but anyway. But I got this, and it does show like some other things that oddly enough have that book That was a gift from my parents a few years ago. They got it at a yard sale, actually, or an estate sale. But this is just Minnie and Mickey sitting in it looks like director's chair. Thought it was cute. And then a Hobby Holly design. It's got a few of them in there. I got that because my sister used to love Holly Hobby, and I'm hoping that this may get her to stitch. And then my still of the whole entire thing was this chatelaine design. It is the Medieval Town Mandala. I paid $2 for this chart. The entire chart was $2. You should have seen me digging. I thought that maybe the embellishment pack was stuck down in there too. I dug like I was dumpster diving. I mean, I elbows deep in these bins. Couldn't find it. Looked it up online, and it's like $150 without the NPI silks. It goes like $230 to get this up with the silks. So if I dupe it, I may do a small, like the little mini mandalas first, and make sure I can even do a chatelaine. I will say, once I finally get my hands on a chart, it's intimidating, but it's not quite as intimidating. Sorry, my son's fish was at the water at the top of the aquarium, and I thought he was floating. He's just swimming. Anyway, I digress. To see if I can even do a chatelaine. Like I said though, when I looked at the instructions, only a few, the Jessica stitch seems very scary, but the others, the diagrams are great. She's got very detailed instructions, and she is very, very big about her, not like, feel free to substitute, but you're not going to get the same effect. However, I just don't, the NPI silks are all solids. I don't see paying. I will probably do those in DMC and then do the silk for the variegated colors, but I don't see paying for the silk for a solid color when I can use DMC. That's just me though. It's got tons of beads. It does have the Delica beads, and I've been told that Emily has an awesome, I'm so behind on floss tubes, so I'll have to find it, but that Emily has an awesome comparison of Mill Hill beads to the Delica beads, so I'll probably look at that video and probably end up getting the Delica beads instead. Okay, so on to my haul from the retreat. Oh, and I did get this the other day. It was supposed to be a necklace pendant. It's just an H, because that represents one of my initials, my last initial. And I just stuck a magnet on it to make my own needle minder. You probably can't see it from there because it's got scroll work, but something else I got. Okay, this is the stitcher, which I showed you, and I've already read it, that it says, when I was young and in my prime, here you may see how I spent my time. And at first I said I didn't like the alphabet, but the more I look at it, the more I like it. So I may end up leaving it alone and just stitching it that way. But now I can get closer, and you may can actually see it. Again, this is by Homespun Elegance, by Sandra Sullivan. And it is number 142. And then I got a freebie that I can't show you without showing the pattern. And then I got this one. And I realized that this says the wind, not the wine. I can't read. Neither one of us could read that night. And it is made by the Summer House Stitch Works. And this is called Galileo's Telescope. It's got this wonderful little circle with a star in it. And then it may even be like supposed to be like a, I don't know, it's just really cute. I don't know what that's supposed to be. But then the other is a windmill, and it says the wind. Wind, not the wine, the wind. And then I got the Sylvania by Summer House Stitch Works. Tara Stitches had the, they've got one that has an owl that has the similar colors. That's not her name. Tara C. There we go. And then Summer House Stitch Works. This is the Symphonic Romance. It's just a monogram. I actually contacted Vicki Clayton on Etsy, and she kind of got back and told me to ask her about her what color is it? It's called something fried pickles. Exemplar fried pickles. In her silk floss that she no longer dyes. And she finally did get back to me with the DMC equivalents. Like there are several, so you'd have to kind of stitch with each color. However, my good friend Organic Granny has some of the Exemplar fried pickles, and she told me I could get some from her. It's good to have a prostitute as a friend. And then I also got the same, Lori showed it. It's the one with the fall leaves. It talks about the fall leaves. I got that same pattern too. We're probably going to stitch that as a stitch along together eventually. And then on the last day, this, like, I saw this the day before and left it and walked away, and then came back and kept walking away and coming back, and I finally did get it. Because I'm not really one for, I do more neutral fabrics. I think hand-dyed fabrics are beautiful. But I'm always like, oh, what would I stitch on that? It takes away from, you know, they're an artwork in its own. However, I got this piece of fabric. It is a 22 count, no, I'm sorry. It's a 32 count linen called Abyss by Hand Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie. It's a beautiful teal turquoise green. It's got different veins of darker turquoise in it. And I already know what I'm going to do on this. I'm going to do Alessandra Adelaide. That's easy for me to say. Alessandra Adelaide's Arabesco on it. And I'm actually going to do it in the, it's stitched on some other floss that you can't get here in the States. But it does have the DMC equivalents listed, and I'm going to use the DMC equivalents, and it's in beiges and whites. And I thought that would be beautiful on this dark teal fabric. But there that is. It's going to be cutting it kind of close. I think I'm going to have like 1.5 inches to right at 2 inches border, but that's okay because it's already been finished, so I shouldn't have any fraying. And I don't know when I'll start that, but that's what I'm going to do it on, or what I'm going to use it for. And then on to my wonderful birthday gift. Some of this stuff were like patterns she had done, and then she passed them along, and then some of them were ones that she had actually got for me. She got me a wonderful purse that I have packed away. I'm not going to show it because it's got stuff all falling out of it. Not falling out of it, but it's got my, you know, it's my purse. But a beautiful purse, and she got me a beautiful Midori journal, leather-bound journal that I'm already using. And it's got, she even sent a little bag for it to go in. It's so pretty, and I love that the leather, you know, it scratches, but that adds character to it. So I've already got that stashed away where I'm using it. And then she also sent me a bottle because she's trying to help me get more water instead of sodas. And I'm doing better. I do flavored water. I'm starting to do plain water, but I'm working on it. And then she sent me some cross stitch stuff too. She sent me this beautiful design that she finished called Strengthen Me, and this is the one that she changed the colors on, and she even sent me, I fell in love with it with her colors, and she sent me the chart, and then she wrote in the colors that she changed them to. So I will get to do that as she stitched it, which is so pretty. And then the Wise Owl pattern that she did, and I'm going to copy her and be a copycat and do it again, and do it long ways instead of the up and down, because I like it better that way. It looks like, I don't know, it looks more complete that way, by Stony Creek. And then she sent me the pattern for this Mill Hill pear kit. It's the patterns in here. It just kind of fell out. And then she sent me some of these Frosty Friends patterns that she's finished. And then she sent me these needle minders as well. Look at this beautiful daisy. Isn't that so pretty? I just kept this in here to where I could show you guys. I'm going to start using them now. And then this is the Frosty Forest. Oh, I'm sorry, Snowy Deer. And this needle minder here. This big pink button. And then this is Snowy Reindeer. And then she sent me the Raccoon Cabin. These are all ones that she's finished with, so she passed them along. Oh, I did put my Midori back in here. Ha! Here it is. I thought I had stuck it in here. I wasn't sure. But this wonderful little bag, and believe it or not, I looked at this, and this can be stitched on, so I may even stitch something on this. And this beautiful Midori journal, and then she made her own little bookmark. So put it in there. I don't know if you can see that little. She added that. She already customized it some for me, and then I added the red elastic instead. And I like that it gives you room to grow. But there that is. I keep it in here because even though the scratches add character to it, I don't want it to get too scratched up. I have a toddler that likes to grab things, so I keep it in here. That way I can get to it. But it's got its own little holder. She sent me some Q-Stats covers. And then that's purchase. Pattern. I think that's everything else that she sent me. Now this was all a purchase. Okay, like I said about the Mill Hill kit, I thought that I had run out of these beads. So I ordered the beads, then I looked at the pattern and I was fine on beads, so now I've got extra of these beads, but they're the silver kind of metallic gunmetal looking ones, and then the crystal aqua that I'm sure I will use again. And then I was like, well, I don't want to pay, you know, these were only $1 a piece, like $1.25 a piece, so not even $3 for the both of them. And I was going to pay $4 shipping. I'm like, I'm not going to do that. So I went to their clearance section, and they had this fabric. And it's 28 count charcoal gray cashel linen. It's a 13 by 18 piece. And I'm going to stitch, I don't know if you guys remember, but I bought 2 of those chalkboard designs last summer from, I think it's Stitch and Hand and Stitch. I don't even remember that. But one was the camper and the one was the daisy. So I thought that I would stitch those on here. I think I can get 2 of them on here. I don't know, I have to look at the size, maybe more than that. But I loved this. To me, it reminds me of a chalkboard because it's kind of got I never had a, you know, the fabric they use is like clean chalkboard. Mine had always where the teacher had erased and it could still see the white chalk dust on it. So that's what that reminded me of, more of the gray instead of the blackboard. It was, you know, the gray slate. And then also got this one. It's a Brooks Books. And it's called Emma Rose. And I just think she is so darling. Goldie had shown me this one before. And then somebody had sent it to her. But it's this Emma Rose cross stitch and beading chart only. And I don't know, it kind of reminds me a little, I don't know, but I don't know, it reminds me of Dorothy and Alice, the dress does. So anyway, I thought it was cute. But there we go. And that is it for this video. Here I thought that I was taking, you know, going too fast, and it's probably going to be an hour long, so I apologize, especially when I add pictures in. But as always, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I'm enjoying watching you guys' videos. I am watching your videos. I'm finding myself watching them and then not commenting as much. So I apologize for that, but then that's the way that I can get through more videos. I'm loving to see everybody's progress. And it helps me stitch. I stitch while I watch. So thanks for watching. And if you're a new subscriber, thanks for subscribing. And I will see you guys later. And happy stitching.